Bless Squad, what's going on with y'all, man? It's your boy, Blessed Applesauce, here to bless y'all with another video here on Blessed to Invest. And today we are here to talk about, as you can see from the title, how to find stock pivot points. So with this one is going to be very interesting. A lot of y'all might not know about this particular indicator. Some of y'all may, but I want to let y'all know this is the number one indicator for finding stock pivot points. And that is going to be the level 2. The level 2 is very critical because what it does, it allows you to see the buyers and sellers that are coming in and allows you to see, okay, pivot points are coming. We can see on key levels like, okay, this stock is going to come down. If you're in a play and it's going up, 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 you can look at this number 1 indicator, the level 2, and be like, okay, I need to get out of this because I see that it's going to come down. And the cool thing about this indicator is it tells the future, basically. It's going to notify you the information a good couple seconds before the play actually occurs. So this is the closest thing you're going to get to predicting the future. Having some type of crystal ball in the market is the level 2. So that's why I love this indicator. I think everybody should use this indicator. Is the best indicator by far. Any other indicator you can use. And it's mainly for like short-term plays. So let's take a look exactly what I'm talking about, the level 2. I'm talking about, oh, this is the greatest indicator ever. Everybody should use it. And you're probably like, what does this thing look like? Okay, so before we do that, make sure you spam the like button on this video, spam the like button, and also sub down below for more content like this. So let's get into it. All right, so here is the level 2. This is what it looks like on any generic screen. This one right here is Dosh Trader, by the way, if anybody wants to look up this specific level 2 on different brokerage platforms. It is going to look slightly different, but in general, this is what it's going to look like. So you're going to have your prices right here. You're going to have your exchanges right here, and then you're going to have your these numbers right here, which are your the share amount that are coming in. So in general, this little section right here is going to be exactly the same. For other platforms, they may not have all this extra stuff on the top or on the bottom, but in general, this is what it's going to look like, the level 2. So let's go on to the next slide here. So you're probably wondering, how in the world are we supposed to read this thing? Like, what in the world is this? How am I going to predict the future looking at these random numbers and stuff? So with the level 2, as you can see, you're going to have 2 sides to level 2. You're going to have your bid side, as you can see here. This is the bid side right here. And then you're going to have your ask side right here. So what your bid and ask are your buyers and your sellers. So when you think of bid, think of buy. When you think of ask, think of sell. So when you're asking for price, that's someone going into the market and putting their ownership, the ownership of their stocks out there, and they're asking to sell it at this price. If you're a bidder, you're bidding for this particular stock. You're trying to purchase it. So that's exactly what it is. Excuse me. So it's bid, people that are bidding to try to get stock, and the ask, people that are trying to ask for a price to sell at. This right here is the exchange. So these are the different type of exchanges that these stocks, these prices are being bid at. So we have the NASDAQ, we have the ARCA. We have a lot of different exchanges that a lot of different, think of it as locations. Think of it as simply different locations that these bids are coming from. So they may be coming from New York. They may be coming from another country or something like that. Just think of it, these exchanges, as different locations that these bids are coming from across the world in simplest terms. It's different locations, aka exchanges, that these bids are coming from. So they're popping up right here. So these are different locations they're coming from, here and here. So this last one right here is the size. What is the size? That is the amount of shares that are being bought. These are the amount of shares that are coming in. So to explain this, from this exchange right here, this location, someone is bidding $34.95, and they want 47 shares at that particular price here. That's their bid. On this side, somebody from this exchange is asking $34.96 for their shares, and they have 6 shares available that they are willing to sell. You're probably thinking, okay, if we have someone bidding $34.95 and somebody asking $34.96, there's a discrepancy here. There's a 1 cent difference. So what is that called? That is called the spread, because buyers and sellers have not agreed to sell at the same level. When they do, this transaction will take place. So let's say, let's go back. Let's say somebody on the ask side decides to drop their price 1 cent and decides to drop it on the bid. The price would immediately go through, and it will take out some of this size right here. So that's exactly how it works. It's just an exchange. This is what the bid and ask is for the level 2. It's showing us where buyers are bidding at, where sellers are asking for, and showing you all this market data, and it comes out live. So I'm going to show you some live footage toward the end of this video, but I just want to explain exactly what you're looking at here, because that is going to be critical to understanding how this thing works. It is just buyers asking for these prices, sellers offering these prices for their particular shares. Next thing we're going to look at, this is the second part of the level 2. This is called the time and sales window. This one is very important because, as we can see from this bid and ask, where we're just seeing these flat numbers here, this time and sales window is going to show us the transactions that are taking place. Think of it like when you go to a store and you get your receipt. That's what it is. So this is the receipt for every single trade that takes place in the market. So at 11:18 and 11 seconds, somebody sold 100 shares for $47.56. Well, this next one, somebody sold $47.57. And as you can see from the red and the green, that is your buying and your selling pressure. So one is getting hit on the bid, another one is getting hit. The green is getting hit on the ask. If that makes sense, you might have to slow the video down and replay it to understand what I just said. So the red is getting hit on the bid, because red is the selling pressure. Green is when it's getting hit on the ask. So that would be the buying pressure. Buyers are pushing up that price, hitting that ask there to really get into the market. So red is going to be, it's technically the price is going down. Green is going to be the price going up. Same way that we have the candles that we're looking at are red and green candles. It's the same situation here. So all the time and sales shows is the window. It shows the receipts, the transactions that have taken place throughout the bid and the ask. So the cool thing about this, what we can do is look at the transactions, the time and sales window, and we can also look at the bid and ask to create a group of data that we can look at and create information together by looking at both of those. So what does that look like? So let's take a look. Okay, so from this image here, you can see the time and sales window, boom, right here. In the level 2 window, the bid and ask that we looked at, 2 separate windows. We want to bring them together and use both of the data at the same time to create some type of story for this stock. So let's take a look at how it looks when they're together. Boom. Okay, so this is how it looks. Another image of a time and sales window. This is from a different brokerage platform. I kind of wanted to show you a different brokerage platform so y'all can see same information. The style is just going to be a little bit different. So with this one, we don't have any of the ticker symbols and bid and offer, like the pricing wasn't down here, how many shares you can put in. A little bit different from the Dosh Trader, but same information on this one. This is our time and sales window right here, where we were seeing the green and red prints. This is our bid and ask, where we're getting the same information here. This is our exchange. This is our bid price. This is our ask price. This is our size. Same exact information. So when we marry the two together, we are able to get a story. So as we can see here, we see a lot of green prints going through. It's hitting 205.63. It's hitting 205.62 right here. You can see it on the prints right here. So they're hitting this level, and you can see the price. When you see it in real time, the price goes up. The ask goes up because it hit 205.62, hit those shares, and then all of a sudden 205.63 now pops up on the ask. So let's say this price is going to continue to go up. The next transaction, they will continue to be green, and it will be 205.63, and they'd be taking out these 125 shares. So if somebody were to come in and buy this particular ask, it will pop up green right here, and you will see that transaction go through. It will pop up, and then it will go to the next price, 205.65. So you hit those 100 shares. So somebody takes all those 100 shares. It'll pop up green on this time and sales window right here, and you will see the price begin to push upwards because people are buying. They're hitting the ask here. Same thing will happen in reverse. If somebody decided to sell at 205.61, they tried to take those 200 shares right there, it will pop up on this time and sales window right here, and you would see it pop up red on this side. So when we're looking at this particular thing, we can see prices go up, we can see prices go down, and we can see the way that buyers and sellers are coming in or stacking particular levels. So let's say we're looking at a key resistance level. Let's say we're looking at 206 is a key resistance level, and instead of having 100 shares on there, they have 10,000 shares. And for some reason, you see 10,000 shares, and for some reason it's hitting this. It's green. You see a lot of green. It's hitting that 10,000 shares, but it's not strong enough to get through those 10,000 shares that you see on the ask here. It's not strong enough. That would be a signal to potentially sell because it's not strong enough. You see buyers coming in. You see a lot of green prints, but it's not going anywhere. So that would be a signal to sell. Same thing would happen in reverse when you were looking at the bid side. You see a lot of shares size on this side, but it's not going anywhere. You see a lot of red selling pressure, but it's not moving. That would be our resistance level creating some type of wall. But I do want to make a separate video explaining so I can show you all some key examples of some live tape reading. I also posted a video. I did post a video. It was like one of the very first videos on my channel. So make sure you go take a look at that to see some live tape reading. But I think it's going to be really helpful to really see a breakdown of how live tape reading works. So I am going to post an individual video separately, but I do want to do at least one in this video so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. So let's get into that now. All right, what's good, guys? So here's a live tape recording that I recorded probably last year or year before, something like that. But this is a good example of how to read the tape. So I want y'all to look at this stock right here, NTN. This is the chart for this particular stock, and then this is the level 2 in the time and sales window. So we're going to see how this thing moves at key pivot levels. That's what you want to look at when you're reading the tape. You want to identify those key pivot levels that you want to get in on. You can use the level 2 to look at random levels, random areas to see kind of where the buyers and sellers are coming in, where people are buying, where people are dropping shares, etc. But it's most effective when you're looking at key levels, let's say resistance, support and resistance levels, or EMA levels, or trend lines, stuff like that. Key levels that everybody's looking at, where you know a lot of volume and shares are going to come into the play. So what I want y'all to look at is this level right here. This is this level that you can see is a resistance level. I didn't mark it out on the recording, but it's like 255, that level right there, that we're going to look at and see how it turns out on the tape when we see the recording here. So let's play it. Just see how the reaction occurs. So we see I'm gonna pause it real quick. You see a lot of green, coming in, a lot of buyers are pushing this up. And as you can see, as a lot of green prints are coming in, the price on the ask, I don't have the ask on there, like physically. I don't have ask, and I don't have bid on there. But as you can see, this is the ask, this is the bid. So as you can see, the ask is going up, up, up. The bid is also going up, up, up. And as you can see on the transaction, the receipts here, we have a lot of green prints, so it's hitting the ask. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna go back 10 seconds so y'all can actually see the whole recording of it. Just see how it reacts at those key levels there. And we're looking at 250, 255, that key level. So it's really aggressive right now, pushing, 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 pushing. And then see how it stalls out at 254. It got really, really aggressive at 254. Green prints were coming to aggressive, 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 and then it just stalled out. It wouldn't go any higher. I'm gonna play that one more time so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. So aggressive, 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 a lot of green prints. It's pushing higher, 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 a lot of green prints, going higher, 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 higher. And then at 254, it stalls out. And that will be our entry signal right there on the tape. So that's one key thing you want to identify on the tape. So that will be our entry signal to go short on that level. That's our short signal, because when buyers came through, they push, but buyers were not able to get through that level. The reason for them not being able to get through that level, one, it can be a lot of hidden sellers that are on that level. So for some reason on the ask, they did not show these particular sellers there. That can be one reason why they did not push through. Or it can be just extra shares that were loaded up there, and sellers are just continuing to push shares there as the transactions are taking place. So with that signal there, you want to look at it and say, okay, there's a wall there and it's time to go short, because there's an imbalance. You see all these prints going through, but it's not going anywhere. So something's wrong there. You see a lot of receipts, but there's no push with the receipts. It's just a wall. So that's our signal to go short. So let's see what happens with this. And it does end up dropping down. It takes a little while, I think, to drop, but it never reached that. It's not reaching that 250. Hit 255 and then struggling again. 255, 254. It's just struggling. So you see it. It stalls out, and then it's just kind of stalling, and it's not really going anywhere. Green print's going through, but it's not going any higher. Same situation. So it's starting to drop. That would be your sell signal right there. It's trying again. Again, 254, same issue. Trying again. It's like the little engine that could. It's trying. Something's clearly up there. It gets to 254. A lot of green pressure comes through, but it fails. And as we can see here, we have that big drop. You see it on the prints. A lot of green pressure going through. As soon as it hits 254, that price is just not working. You can see it all on the tape here. And then it just drops. And it really drops really hard. It drops all the way into the 30s. So that's what you want to identify when you're looking at the tape. So you're looking at key levels, resistance, support and resistance levels that you want to look at. You're looking at those key levels, and then you want to analyze the tape when it gets to those key levels. Does it go cleanly through these levels, or does it kind of fail and stall out at those levels, so we can identify pivot points? So I want to take a look at one more play, how this continues out, because it does continue to go higher, kind of foreshadowing it a little bit. But look at this particular stop. Again, we're going to look at that same level again. Let me back it up a little bit. All right, so I don't know what happens to the recordings, but we're going to play this again. I want to show y'all the second time it goes over that 255 level. Just identify what it looks like at 255, what it looks like on the time and sales and on the level 2. So we're going to take a look at that now. Here we go. It's approaching that 255 level, that previous resistance it was having issues with. As you can see, the prints are getting really aggressive, green, and it cleanly breaks over 255 cleanly. As soon as you see the buyers come in, it's taking out that clear level cleanly, as you can see. And that's what you want to see on the tape. You don't want to see a lot of stalling. You don't want to see a lot of buyers kind of just kind of want the price, don't really want it. You don't want to see a lot of sellers stacking up and stopping buyers from getting through that level. That's what you want to see. You want to see a clean break out of that level, and you see it on the level 2 on the tape, and you can also see on the chart as well how clean that breakout was. So this is the next level here. We're starting to get on that 262-ish level, right where the resistance line, that red line, is placed. We're starting to see a little bit of stalling there. Buyers are starting to come in, and they're not really going up much. You see all that green print that's coming through, and it's not really, it's kind of stalling out. It's not what you want to see if you're long on this play. So if you took that squeeze, you're a little nervous right now. You're like, this might not go up, but that's basically what you want to see. You're looking for the stalls. You're looking for the stalls at these key levels. You're looking for buyers stacking up. You're looking for buyers and sellers to show you what direction they want to go. If there's strength on one side, a lot of green prints going through, and the level 2 confirms it with the price going up, that's a good signal. If the price is going down, you see a lot of red going through, and the level 2 is also dropping as well, that means the price is going down. If there's an imbalance on that where there's a lot of red prints going through, but it's not really going down, that's a signal buyers are holding that level. If a lot of green prints are going through and it's not really going up, that means sellers are holding that level. So these are signals that you want to look for in this market on those key levels to identify where to find those pivot points, where to get in, where to get out of stocks. And what I recommend is doing this every single day. Record your level 2 and time and sales every time you trade. And then go back after the trading day and watch it. Watch it for a good 2 hours. 2 hours every day. If you can knock out 1 or 2 hours every day and just identify those key.
Just to see tomorrow is a blessing. Stay prayed up is the message. Everything about a nigga blessed. Everything about a nigga blessed.